It's been a long time since I made a video. I've been working a lot, which is good, but unfortunately working a lot means I haven't had any time to work on bikes. I've barely been able to keep up with the basic maintenance, and now I've got a track day coming up real soon, and I haven't done anything to get my bike ready. I've been riding this on the road. I've been using this for doing lessons, so it's not ready for the track. I've got to get the mirrors off. I think I'll just tape the lights. Those lights have got to go. But if you've been watching this whole saga, I didn't like this seat. I found I was very trapped on the bike, so I bought another seat and just peeled the cover and padding off so that I just had the seat pan, and that was actually even worse. So now I have gone with the solution I didn't want to have to resort to. I actually bought this whole thing from KTM. I was hoping there'd be a way to get it so that I could still run lights, but just looking at it and looking at what's back here, it looks pretty unlikely. So I'm going to take a look at what it's going to take here. Obviously, since I need this bike for the road still, I can't have that on and not have the tail light and signals and license plate. The other thing that needs to happen with this bike is I rode it in winter, so it's got a rusty chain. There was nothing that could be done about that. The crap they put on the road just rusts everything. So I've got to get this bike ready, but I'm also booked in to go with the fast group, and this isn't going to cut it with the fast group. I don't think I can get around the track fast enough on this bike. So I need to get this bike ready. It's pretty much ready, except I bought axle sliders for the front, and this is part of the kit, that new nut, and then this piece pops in the other side so that the axle slider doesn't end up rubbing up against everything. It's a great idea, only problem is that this is about 2 inches too short. So I don't know what they're thinking at KTM, but this piece of rod is worthless. So I have to make a new one. All I managed to do last night was get the sliders onto the Supermoto, so tonight I have to get this thing on and figure out if I like it, decide if this is going to be the right move for me. I'm pretty sure it is. It looks like there's going to be a lot more room in there for me to move around, and that's what I really need on this bike. So take all this stuff off, take a look at it, see how this goes on, see if maybe there is a way in the future for me to cut a piece out of this so I can keep the lights and the license plate on and be able to ride on the street without having to swap out the seat all the time. This is the complete contents of the kit. So I've got the tail section, I've got the pad for the seat, and I've got some pieces that I don't know where they go, and there are bolts. So I'll pull those bolts off and figure it out from there. Okay, so this looks pretty straightforward. This guy goes in there, this guy goes in there. This is the bolt for or sorry, the nut is in here. That goes on there. And then there's another bolt and washer deal like this to go into that. Incredibly simple situation right there. Well, there we go. That's installed. Let's see. It's a little bit higher, but I can definitely move around a lot more. Yeah, that wasn't an option before. I could not move that much around, or move around that much on this bike before. So that is a success then. Still have to do the chain. Oop. Be sure not to put too much pressure on that or I'll break it. Still have to do the chain, and I do have rear sets to put on, but since the swing arm bolt goes through the foot pegs, I'm not going to do that before this weekend. This, I believe, will prove to have been worth the money, because now I can actually move around on the bike. We'll see how this feels with leather on. It seems stuck on real well, but we'll see if I can get grip and still move once I'm all geared up. And there's the underside, all sorted. All I gotta do is cut this out and I'll be able to run this tail section and lights. So that's pretty cool. Chain to do. I want to get rid of these. I'll have to either buy something. I know they make a mount for the exhaust, but I could probably just make something pretty easily too. I could just pull this one off right now, but it'd be a little weird to have one sitting there. So this and rear mounts. I still need to find a way to mount my lap timer. I could just put it on here, but it would be better if I had it mounted up here. I need to find, yeah, we'll get into that later, or maybe we won't. Maybe I'll just show you it mounted up.